Cardi B's emotional reaction after Stef Diggs' surprise for their newborn, fans left in tears. The soft beeping of hospital monitors echoed gently through the luxury maternity suite, but the air was thick with emotion as Cardi B sat cradling her newborn son, her eyes still red from exhaustion and overwhelming love. The world had just welcomed another miracle into the Diggs family, but no one, not even Cardi herself, was prepared for what Stefon Diggs was about to do. Since the baby's birth, Cardi had barely slept. Between the pain, the joy, the hormones, and the intense media pressure, her body felt weak, but her heart was strong. She stared down at her baby boy, whispering soft Spanish lullabies, kissing his tiny forehead as tears rolled down her cheeks. "He looked just like you, baby," she murmured over and over again. Stefon stood quietly by the window, watching mother and child with a mixture of pride, nervousness, and overwhelming emotion. His eyes kept drifting to the elegant gift box placed carefully on the couch behind him, the centerpiece of a surprise he'd been planning for months. What Cardi didn't know was that this moment had been carefully orchestrated, every detail, every second. Wrapped gift the moment everything changed. As the sun dipped into a warm golden glow outside the hospital windows, Stefon slowly walked over to Cardi and knelt beside her. "Baby, can I hold him for a second?" he asked, his voice unusually soft. Cardi nodded, gently placing their newborn into his arms. The room suddenly felt still. Even the nurses quietly stepped back, sensing something special was about to unfold. Stefon turned to the neatly wrapped box and opened it slowly. Inside was not just a gift, it was a legacy. A custom-designed baby-sized jersey, stitched with their son's name in pure gold thread. Surrounded by a delicate diamond outline of a tiny crown. Beneath it lay a handwritten letter sealed with a red wax stamp. Cardi gasped. "What is this, Stef?" she whispered. He smiled through trembling lips. "This is our son's first dream. Love letter, the letter that broke her." Stefon began reading aloud, his voice shaking. "My son. From the moment I found out you were coming into this world, my life changed. You gave me purpose before I even saw your face. This jersey is not pressure, it is promise. A promise that you can be anything, not just like your father, but better. Your mom is a queen. Your spirit is chosen. And your life will be filled with love, protection, and greatness." By the time he finished, Cardi was already sobbing uncontrollably. "Oh my God. Stef, why you doing this to me like that?" she cried, clutching her chest. He walked closer, placing the jersey gently over their baby, who stirred softly under the fabric as if he could feel the significance of the moment. Loudly crying face Cardi breaks down in tears. Cardi collapsed into Stefon's arms, sobbing uncontrollably. "I never had nothing growing up like this, you giving our son the world already," she said between tears. "You making me feel like I finally did something right." Stefon kissed her forehead. "You didn't just do something right, Belcalis. You built a family. And I'm proud of you." The room filled with quiet sobs, whispered prayers, and a love so deep it felt almost sacred. Even the nurse standing near the doorway wiped her eyes. Globe showing Europe-Africa fans react, "This is pure love." When the intimate moment was later shared in a carefully edited video post, fans around the world completely lost it. Social media exploded. Speech balloon, "I've never seen Cardi so vulnerable." Speech balloon, "Stef Diggs just won Father of the Year." Speech balloon, "That baby is already blessed." Speech balloon, "This is the love story we never saw coming." Within hours, the hashtag Diggs baby surprise was trending worldwide. Baby A whispered promise for the future. Later that night, when the room went quiet and only the moonlight bathed their sleeping son, Cardi leaned over and whispered. "You gon' be special, mommy's king, your daddy already showing you how a real man loves." Stefon squeezed her hand. "And I'll keep surprising you, just like I surprised him." Their eyes met, filled with tears, relief, and an unbreakable bond. Outside, the world kept spinning. But in that hospital room, time stood still, held together by love, legacy, and a tiny heartbeat that had already changed everything. Glowing star final thought. What started as a simple surprise became a moment of pure emotion, vulnerability, and hope, one that fans will remember as the day Cardi B cried not from pain, but from unconditional love. Cardi B's emotional reaction after Stefon Diggs' surprise for their newborn, a heart-melting moment that left everyone in tears, fictional story for entertainment purposes. The hospital room was unusually quiet that morning. Soft sunlight filtered through the sheer curtains, casting a warm glow over the tiny crib where Cardi B's newborn slept peacefully, wrapped in a cashmere blanket embroidered with gold initials. The world knew Cardi B as bold, fearless, and unapologetically fierce, but in this moment, she was simply a mother, exhausted, emotional, and deeply in love with the fragile life she had just brought into the world. Stefon Diggs stood silently by the window, his hands clasped together as he watched Cardi rock their baby gently in her arms. His eyes were filled with something rare, a mix of awe, gratitude, and nervous anticipation. Today wasn't just any day. Today, he had planned something special. Something no one, not even Cardi, saw coming. Cardi looked up at him with a tired smile. "Why you looking at me like that, Stef?" she whispered playfully. "You planning something, huh?" He chuckled softly, shaking his head. "Not everything is chaos, babe. Sometimes, it's love." Her expression softened instantly. The unexpected knock. A gentle knock interrupted their quiet exchange. The door opened, revealing a nurse followed by a small team carrying a beautifully decorated bassinet cart covered with silk fabric and soft white roses. Behind them walked a violinist, who began to play a slow, emotional melody that filled the room with warmth and tenderness. Cardi's eyes widened. "What is this?" she asked, her voice trembling. Stefon stepped forward, his voice calm but thick with emotion. "This is for you, and for our baby." He carefully reached for the silk cloth and pulled it back, revealing a custom-made memory package, a breathtaking keepsake designed just for their child. Inside were tiny gold bracelets engraved with their baby's name, a miniature diamond pendant crafted in the shape of a heart, and a personalized storybook titled, "The Day You Changed Our World." Cardi covered her mouth, already fighting tears. The letter that broke her. Stefon then pulled out a folded letter. His hands trembled slightly as he unfolded it. "This is something I wrote for our child," he said. "And I want you to hear it too." He began to read aloud. "My beautiful child. Before you even opened your eyes, you brought light into a world that didn't know it needed you this much. When I first heard your heartbeat, I realized my life was no longer just mine. You are not just our baby, you are our miracle. Your mother is the strongest woman I know, and every breath you take is a promise that love still wins. No matter where life takes you, know that your father will always be your shield, your strength, and your biggest supporter." By the time he finished, Cardi had completely broken down, tears pouring freely down her cheeks as she clutched their baby closer to her chest. "Oh my God. Stef, why you doing this to me?" she sobbed, laughing through her tears. "You trying to make me cry on my own baby?" He smiled softly, stepping closer. "You deserve this. You went through everything for this moment. You carried life. You carried pain. You carried love. This surprise ain't just for the baby, it's for you too." A moment that stopped time. Stefon then knelt beside Cardi and gently kissed their baby's forehead. "I also arranged something else," he whispered. The nurse rolled in a large digital screen that began to play a montage, ultrasound clips, behind-the-scenes moments, voice notes of Cardi whispering to her unborn baby, and video messages from close friends congratulating them. Soft piano music played in the background as every memory unfolded like a love letter on screen. Cardi's shoulders shook as she watched. "I can't believe this," she cried. "You really did all this?" "For our family," he replied. "For the life we're building." The emotional release. Unable to hold it in any longer, Cardi pulled Stefan into a tight embrace, still holding their baby with one arm while wrapping the other around his neck. "I never thought I could feel this kind of love," she whispered. "I was scared. I've been through so much, but this right here. This feels like peace." Stefan closed his eyes, resting his forehead against hers. "You're not alone anymore, Cardi. We doing this together. Every milestone. Every cry. Every smile. Fans react, in this fictional universe." Later that day, a soft announcement about the surprise made headlines. Stefan Diggs wins hearts with emotional surprise for newborn in Cardi B. The soft side of a power couple, fans in tears. Social media exploded with reactions. "This is the most beautiful thing I've seen all year. Fatherhood looks so good on him. Cardi deserved this love. A new beginning." As night fell, the room returned to silence. Cardi cradled her baby close, swaying gently as Stefan sat beside her, his arm protectively placed around them both. "Look at us," she whispered softly, smiling through lingering tears. "We really made something beautiful." Stefan looked at his child and smiled. "This ain't just a surprise," he said quietly. "It's a promise. A promise that no matter what storms come, our baby will always know love." And in that moment, between tears, lullabies, and whispered dreams, the world felt softer. Gentler. Whole.
묘한 짜릿함 그 속에 머물다 보면 어느새 제주 행비행 신비한 세계로 나를 이끌고 거짓말처럼 하늘을 날며 어느새 제주 바다가 도시가 보이곤 해. 그 도시에는 또 다른 내가 하늘에 떠가는 비행기를 올려다보고 있겠지. 난 하늘을 보고 제주행 비행 신비한 세계로 나를 이끌고 거짓말처럼